everybody. I've got two poems. Brian, this space is all about words, essentially, writing and expressing ourselves with words. And I wrote a poem called The Power of Words that I think is, a lot of my poetry communicates some sort of message. This is a formal poem. It's called a sestina, is a certain kind of poem. You'll hear 6 words replicated throughout the poem. There's a certain formula. I like to think of them as puzzles. It's kind of like Sudoku for your brain. So this is called The Power of Words. And so the 6 words are life, power, words, asleep, mouth, and soul. When we're young, we don't understand that life is fragile and fleeting. There's power in knowing that we can control the words we speak, just not when last we'll be asleep. The things allowed to come out of our mouth will reflect the condition of our soul. We're responsible to, I should say that they have to be in a certain order. We're responsible to be kind to each soul, not participate in bruising the life of another with weapons from our mouth. Truthfully, what we say has the power to make a person wish they were asleep for good. Caution is paramount with words. Can we honestly say we choose our words carefully as caretakers of the soul, letting resentment go while we're asleep and focusing on how to create life and love and art by harnessing the power behind speech and learning to shut our mouth? Do we realize we can use our mouth as a means to unify and that words have a special kind of staying power imprinted on hearts and paper? My soul is stronger now thanks to words that gave life, and I rest more peacefully while asleep. Tonight, as you're trying to fall asleep, think back on your day, how you used your mouth, whether you were a good steward of life, building up, not tearing down with your words, whether you need forgiveness from some soul in addition to your higher power. Stop thinking you have no voice, no power or influence. Wake up. You're asleep to the fact that we have a unique soul, unlike any other being, a mouth that can sing praises, encourage with words thought up in our minds. We are full of life. Let's honor the power that's in our mouth, no longer asleep, awakened with words, connecting each soul with abundant life. And then Schenectady. So I'm opening a store, a local interest store in Schenectady called the Schenectady Trading Company. It's consumed the last year of my life. I know that Brian and Laura can relate. So the motivation behind opening this store is summed up in this poem. It's called Electric City Pride. I come from a unique locality, one full of life, beauty, and originality. But this place gets a lot of bad publicity, talk focused on corruption and duplicity. People visit to experience a little theatricality or to enjoy our friendly hospitality, yet they deny there is economic opportunity under all the layers of intense scrutiny. They overlook the abundance of creativity, choosing to dwell on statistics and negativity. We don't claim to be high society, but we deserve our share of notoriety. There's no need to trash us characteristically or compare us to others materialistically. You may think it's merely serendipity, but I have proof of the marks made on history. How we've helped to shape American industry, settlers, canals, locomotives, and electricity. We've housed inventors with a flair for eccentricity. I'm compelled to point out in all sincerity the evidence of that former prosperity. Yet the skeptics claim we can't change our trajectory, that our future was downsized along with our factories. That instead of aspiring to a better reality, we're destined to remain some kind of abnormality. I believe it's time to change our identity, to embrace our heritage with more authenticity, paying less attention to bouts of drunken revelry or the latest violent episode in an ongoing rivalry, and instead concentrate more on the road to recovery and the hard-fought journey towards self-discovery. This world is missing something that can't be produced digitally, a hole in our hearts that won't respond electronically. Though I may view life a bit too romantically, most will admit one big problem with humanity is the absence of roots and the loss of connectivity, which inhibits the spread of love and positivity. We're divided over social issues and spirituality, endlessly debating questions of morality. I think our attitude needs to change drastically, that we should really be speaking far less sarcastically, conducting ourselves a bit more pragmatically and acknowledging our successes a little more emphatically. We're a working class town devoid of homogeneity, filled with kind-hearted people who enjoy spontaneity. I can promise you with absolute certainty, no matter your race, creed, or ethnicity, we all wrestle with some degree of pain and adversity. I honestly believe our strength lies in diversity. So let's rally instead around our commonality while celebrating the blessing of our individuality, focusing our attention on improving correctively and concentrating harder on working collectively. It shouldn't matter the name of your university or whether you climbed your way up laboring physically. None of us have been granted immortality, so we might as well learn a lesson in practicality. If you're using your talents to build up community, striving for harmony, peace, love, and unity, then the odds will favor you mathematically and your overall well-being will start improving dramatically. I'm going to make it my speciality to promote my hometown with a little musicality, share my point of view much more effectively so people start taking us a little more seriously. It may seem like I'm speaking idealistically while others evaluate things more realistically, but I view this place's future much less tragically and sense the landscape around me changing radically. Our fabric is woven with a lot of complexity, but my message is really one of simplicity. I am proud to live in this incredible city, this place beyond the pines that they call Schenectady.